Welcome to Vlogmas Day 15. Today I'm talking about how to grow your Instagram account for nonprofit. Actually, not just for nonprofit, it can be for anything, but I have an account that's all about physical and mental health, so that's what I'm focusing on. So my name is Natalie and I run a small business. I have been running a small business for 8 years and I have built up a bunch of Instagram accounts to 5,000, 25,000, 50,000 followers. I use a specific strategy that I also teach my volunteers because I'm not the only one on my account. Let me tell you right now, buying followers using bots and like artificial intelligence is gonna get you banned from Instagram. So don't do that. My techniques are all organic and natural. So let's dive in. There are a few things that I strategically do to grow my Instagram following. Number one, the most important one of all, consistency. You need to be consistent. You need to be seen and active or you will not grow. Consistency doesn't mean you need to make 10 posts per day, but it does mean that try to make a post per day and like not miss days. There are scheduling, planning softwares that you can use. The one that I like to use is Planoly, and I will show you that later in this video, how I use that. But that's how you can make a schedule and keep up with posting once a day. So on one of my accounts, I post twice per day. On my other account, I actually post 4 times a day. So those are the regular posts that you can see in the feed of your Instagram account. Secondly, you need to have a good image because Instagram is a very visual platform and your image is really important. When you choose your image, you should always keep in mind what you want your feed to look like. Do you want it to all have one filter? Do you want it to all be one color or a color scheme? Do you want to have a specific pattern? I will also show you that on my feed in a moment. Then we've got consistency, image. Now there's the description that goes with your image. Try to make it a little bit of a story because people click your image, but then they actually go and read what your description says. Now, your description is a very good place to put a little bit of background information, a little bit of story, but also put a call to action for people to go look at the link in your bio. More about that later. Then lastly, the description needs to have hashtags. Go and find hashtags that have to do with your niche. So in my case, my posts are about chronic illness, they're about mental health, they're about specific diseases and conditions. So I search for hashtags that have to do with those things. And that is how people can find me, through hashtags. I will show you all of this now in my account. This is one of my accounts where I have chosen for the pattern to be a picture and then some purplish color and then again a picture purplish color. So as you can see, that is the pattern all on my feed. The purplish color background, I make these memes. I also made a video on how I make these memes. And basically the pictures that are like this one, those are people telling their story. And then I have pictures that are like this one, and those are people wearing clothing from my shop. So that's how I mix showing my products with sharing people's story and different types of memes. Now, if you go into one of the memes, you will see there's a little bit of description. Then my volunteers sign their name because I don't post all of it. So this has been posted by Mina. Then in between the stars, you can see there's the call to action to go check out the link in the bio and why they should do that. And below that, you can see a whole bunch of different hashtags. You can put up to 30 hashtags in each and every post. Make sure that the hashtags are not the same for every single post. And you don't have to put 30, but I recommend putting at least like 10 different ones. As you can see here are different type of hashtags. Here there is extreme fatigue. So you can see that in the end it shows chronic fatigue syndrome, CFS, and that is how we put different hashtags in there. Here you can see that there are already hashtags within the story that are about that person, and again hashtags on the bottom. So that is how I post. So now you have got your feed, you have picked what color you want your posts to be. You have a picture, a description, and your hashtags. Whenever you've made a post, make sure to share it on your stories. There's a specific strategy I use for posting on the stories. There's a very good video about this from Sunny Lenarduzzi. I'm getting a lot of my tips from her, to be honest, so I shall link that video in the description below so you can check out, because she's way better at explaining the details. But I will show you how I do that right now. So here we're in my Instagram account again, and I am going to share one of my new posts to my story. So I click on the post, then I click on the arrow, and I add the post to my story. Now in this case, the post shows everything already. So I want to hide my post under like a sticker. This one, for example. And then I want to say that I've got a new post. And I use the GIFs for that. Let's see, new post. I can draw like the little arrow thingy. Now I want to put a hashtag in here because you can find things on hashtags and people see the hashtags. So let me hashtag chronic illness. And there we go. And then you can also hide some hashtags. So let's say I hashtag fibromyalgia, chronic life, and spoony. I can make these really small and hide them behind my new post sticker. So the hashtags are in there, but they don't see them. Now the last thing that is recommended is like either mention someone or put a location in there so people in that location will see your post. Oops. I am not in San Francisco, but I know a lot of my followers are, and I have people sharing stories from there, so people from San Francisco will be interested in this. And then I put it on my story. Now, the other type of post that I have, let me share one from a few days ago. Let's say this one. So these are people sharing their chronic illness story with our community. This is obviously one, of course, where she doesn't share her name. So this is going to be a little bit difficult. Let's pick the next one. Okay, her name is Steph and she has ankylosing spondylitis. That's what I need to know. Let me see, where's she from? She doesn't say where she's from, but that's okay. So these posts are called a Chargie of the Day post. So Chargie of the Day, Steph, because that's her name. I cannot write. Chargie of the Day, Steph. Hashtag ankylosing spondylitis. Ankylosing spondylitis. And let me put the location. I don't know where she's from. I'm just gonna guess this one. London. Now it's ready to go. So that's how I share my posts on the story, because if you then go here, you can see that on the top is everybody that has posted something on their story, and that is where most people will look before they even look at your feed. So you have to make sure that you have your story up telling them that you've just posted. The next thing that I want to show you is my scheduling software. It's called Planoly, and I use it all the time. I've been using it for years now, and I find it very easy to use on my phone as well as on my computer. You can use it on both, and I find it to be just as easy to use on both. There's a free version where you can make, I think it's 30 posts per month on one account. I'm paying for it because I have multiple people accessing it and I have multiple accounts on there. Here you can see I have 2 accounts linked. The Unchargeables is the account that you just saw over on Instagram. Now I'm showing you my other account, the Chargimals. And this is where I schedule everything. Right now my scheduling has run out. These are all posted and I need to make a new post. So I clicked on the plus, then on photo, and I am going to schedule something. Let's, I have nothing prepared. So let's see what I'm going to schedule. Let me see if I still have some memes that I wanted to post. Let's see, I have a new one that I made in my other video. Here we go. Resting is not being lazy. So I'm uploading that. That has not been scheduled to my feed yet. Now, if I go to scheduled, you can see the pattern that I chose for this account is white, color, white, color. So basically I have to have something white first and then something with color. I have things pre-uploaded in this app. So I am gonna go with a white background and a description. Hi guys, I'm Ali and want to know how you're doing. The types of posts that usually work very well is when you ask for people to reply to something. For example, let me know what kind of day you're having today. And then they can pick different emojis to say what kind of day they're having. There we go. Let me pause this and write it. Okay, so here you go. I'm writing from the monster that I just posted. Her name's Ali. So I just said, hi guys, I'm Ali and I want to know how you're doing. Let me know what kind of day you're having, how you are doing. I have the wrong your. There we go. So they can reply using different kind of heart emojis, and then I'm gonna say, okay. Now, The good thing here is I click on the hashtag item and I have a lot of different hashtags saved here. So first I'm gonna choose the link in bio text and I'm adding that to my text. Let me put some enters in here. And now I'm gonna go for all the hashtags that I have researched before and I'm now just adding to my post. So I'm gonna put some anxiety hashtags in and some chronic illness, invisible illness hashtags. Let's see. In the end here it says I have 983 characters remaining. I can tag 30 people, but I have 3 hashtags too many. So I'm going to be deleting a few hashtags so that I am in the maximum amount of hashtags I can use. There we go. And then I always put my own hashtags in there for branding purposes, not necessarily because they can find me, but just so it shows my brand. So that is my text. That is all ready. Now I can automatically post it to Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I don't run a Twitter account, so I don't have that toggle on. And then I'm going to schedule it for today at 1:13. I'm saving. And then I can see in my scheduled tab that Allergia Ali has been scheduled, asking everybody how they're doing. Now, the next meme that I want to schedule is resting is not being lazy. Even though it might not feel like it, you are healing. Resting is not being lazy. There we go. And I'm signing it off as Gia, fibromyalgia monster. Now I want to put in the link in the bio text that I always put in. Let me scroll till I found it. Add. I'll put some enters in there. Now I want to put chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia in here. So that was chronic fatigue. And let's search. Here are my fibromyalgia ones. And I'm going to put my 2 end tags in there for branding purposes. There we go. Now I'm going to click here and see. I can still put a lot of characters in. I can still tag people. A lot of people suggest you tag people. I don't personally like to tag people just for the traffic because it annoys people. It annoys myself. And there's 4 more hashtags left, so that's good. I'm gonna schedule this one for tonight at 10. And there we go. I got my 2 posts scheduled for the day. And if you just take half an hour, you can schedule out your entire week like this. So now we have covered how to post with a description, hashtags, and a good image to keep a pattern in your feed, how you can schedule all of your posts, and when a new post is out, even though it's scheduled, make sure that around the time that it's scheduled, you share it to your story with hashtags and a location so people can find it. Now, you put a call to action in your description of your image. So you need to make sure that your bio of your Instagram is properly formatted. You need to make sure that you explain in a few words what your account is about. Use 1 or 2 hashtags if you can, and make sure that the link in your bio goes to something that you want to promote or you want to sell. Maybe it's a YouTube video, maybe you have an online shop, maybe it's for your nonprofit. Make sure that the link in your bio goes to the thing that you want to promote. So now we've got all that technical stuff out of the way of how to post. Now, how can you grow? First of all, these hashtags that's a good way to grow. Instagram right now, it's December 2020. Reels are pretty new. They are pushing it hard. So if you can make these Reels videos and put hashtags in your description, that will definitely help you grow your account. One of the things that I have done fairly often that really helps me grow my account is collaborate with other accounts. So for example, if there's another account and they have 50,000 followers, I would message them and say, listen, do you want to do a giveaway to your followers? I will give away 3 t-shirts from my shop. You can pick them. It will be nice content for your followers, and I will get people hopping over to me. Let me see if I can find one of those posts that I made, so you can see how I set that up. But that for me has been, I think, the #1 way of growing fast. So make sure that the thing you are giving away is actually something that your account is about. If you're gonna give away a $100 Amazon gift certificate, anybody, would be interested. And also, when you're working with other accounts, make sure that they are in your niche, that they are talking about the topic that you're talking about as well. Here is the latest giveaway I have done. So you can do this either with one big account or with a group of people that all together make up for a lot of followers. So in this case, I teamed up with 4 other account holders that were in my niche, and we gave away, each of us gave away one thing. So you could win one out of those things. So my text is, we've teamed up to give you 4 chances to win amazing chronic illness stuff. Each image shows you a package. To enter, you need to follow our accounts to qualify, like and save this post, tag your friends and which product you like to win most. And for an extra entry, you can repost using the hashtags. And that's how people can find you. So by them hashtagging, you can see it has, just on my account, because they all posted it as well, but just on my account, it has 274 comments. So this, for me, was a good giveaway, because people from all of the different accounts that you can see to enter, follow our accounts to qualify, there are 5 different accounts that all have the theme chronic illness. So everybody who's following one of each will be interested in all of our accounts. I think together we had about 100,000 followers or something like that. So if you only get 1,000 people that are going to follow all of them, that means you have 1,000 new followers. So this is my #1 strategy, apart from Reels and hashtags and hoping for the best, to attract people to my Instagram account and grow it. I hope that was all clear and you can now go out and grow your Instagram account into the thousands. If you have any questions, as always, just comment it below or find me on Instagram and send me a message on there. I'm happy to answer, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.